Hi, I'm Mon. Thank you all for the 3 likes on my last video. We're gonna do more I didn't think because we want to watch different things for freak's sake. In this video, get 4 likes and react more. Please share this video and join my Discord because it really helps me to grow. And I'm trying to get 500 subscribers end of this year, so share it to everyone you know. And I'm gonna pause a little bit and I'm gonna talk over it when I need to. Without further ado, let's start the video.
How you going? Check out this tree and see if you can spot something I didn't.
It is burnt.
This place. It's burnt. Every single tree here is burnt. And that's real bad, as some idiot made all of them out of wood. And you know what's also made out of wood? My new house. So what am I going to do if a bushfire does rip through the property? Or even worse, what if there are marauders?
Oh.
Could I survive by hiding in your normal household objects like your bathtub? Or am I just cooked?
You're just cooked. There's no way you could survive that.
Alright, now I'm picking
what the heck are you doing?
And the first is the bathtub. And it makes sense if you don't
Oh
think
my
about it
gosh.
very hard. It's made out of steel, it's wet,
Ew!
and it contains space. And there was a really interesting article published by a fire coroner that showed that around 50% of people that die in their house are located in their bathroom and even the bathtub. And I don't think that's because they were dropping their kids off at the pool when the fire came through. It's probably because it feels like the safer room filled with less flammable objects than my garage. So I'm going to do the best case scenario and get a cast iron bathtub filled with water and then put a wet towel on top. My flawed logic here is if water filters smoke in a bong, surely it will work with a wet towel in a bath.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't best just to run outside the freaking home? You're gonna suffocate from the smoke. There's no oxygen. You're gonna suffocate. That's why most of things is you just need to leave instead of hiding in a bathtub. But you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments though.
Next we got your fridge. Well, not your fridge. I couldn't work out where you live. I'm getting the exact fridge from the Indiana Jones movie where Harrison Ford hid in it and survived a nuclear blast and then got shingles. And fridges are a pretty common movie escape trope, but I'm not sure there is anything safe about them as they are covered in toxic plastic, have a compressor, and are usually filled with stinky fish.
But for pausing again, that would never work. If there's ever a nuclear explosion, you go to a bunker. There's no way you're going to a refrigerator. You're gonna die from radiation. And not just from the impact too. I don't think the fridge will all survive it. That's based on what I know. In case YouTube is gonna monetize me. It's in Minecraft.
Then for all you Americans, we have a fireproof gun safe, and it's got walls made out of steel and gyprock, which is meant to insulate it and keep the temperature under 150 degrees. And this sounds a lot better than a fridge, but I don't know, as even if you don't die from the heat, unlike the guns in the safe, you need oxygen to survive. And to make this test slightly scientific, I'm going to put a thermometer in each with an oxygen and a CO2 reader, so we will know exactly how effective they are. But first, I'm going to do a small scale test.
Oh!
And this ain't looking good for the mini bath, as after only a minute of this tiny house being on fire, the water was already boiling, but maybe it'll be different with a bigger bath. For the fireproof safe, I made this box, which is gyprock, mined straight from the source, some felt, and then sheet metal. And this is pretty promising. I kept this flame against it for like 10 minutes, and the heat inside didn't go up at all.
And inside is cold.
But I don't think we learned anything from this small test, except not to give a 3-year-old a powerful laser.
Okay.
Which means
Children
I
are
got real
demons.
power. Heads, I burned down this house. Tails, I need to make one.
Yes.
So the first step in building a house is getting 2 mates to do all the work. Dan and Liam. Dan builds houses for
Okay.
cities in the mountains, and Liam is a professional architect with a YouTube channel. Mates that have different names will also work for building a house. So if anything goes wrong, we all know who's at fault. And at first I thought I'd spend $1,000 on wood, but why would I do that when I can buy a $2,500 chainsaw and then spend an hour ruining the bar to make an Alaskan mill, which allows you to turn anything wooden into more wood. You know what they say, give a man a stinky fish and he'll eat it, but give a man a chainsaw and he'll be eating stinky fish for life.
That is so dangerous, bro.
But I did forget that the wood of this tree is still very wet, and the same with the giant gum tree that fell down on the property. So this ain't gonna make good building material or burn very well. So instead we stole the neighbour's trailer and headed down to the local tip.
Okay.
Jack it up and take it. Yeah, I like that. I mean, you can't really hide in a dunny though. Maybe you could hide a baby in a dunny.
And after almost getting into a fight with a man about a hoe,
You got the hoe?
That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, hoe's on the house. Enjoy your hoe.
we somehow got everything we needed to burn, including a Chubb fireproof safe, a fridge, and a cast iron bath, all from one tip.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
nice!
the tip didn't have much good wood though, but we met some tradies who gave us some free concrete formwork.
Okay.
So then we pointed at a plan and worked out that the tradies' wood was not going to be enough. So we also had to buy some pine for the walls and frame. And we tried to get the untreated stuff, but there is still some pretty nasty chemicals in plywood, similar to cigarettes. And I mean exactly the same as cigarettes.
Oh,
And we are kind of just making our own version of an IKEA burnable house, where we pre-make all the walls in the neighbour's garage, and then hopefully can just walk them over and nail them in place. And the first wall looks like
why
a
no
floor, but
shoes
that's because it's
though?
on the floor and not on the wall. Then the other walls came together perfectly. So once we had a big stack of walls, we moved on to the floor, which we were going to make in one giant piece.
Oh my gosh, this is why you should wear
I can't
shoes.
tell you how long I've wanted to use one of these. Like legally, I signed an NDA and I can't. But it's my new favorite tool. And it's crazy to think that a tool company watched my hammer gun video and made a more functional version of it. And we did forget about the weight of the floor and almost made it too heavy to move. And after an hour of moving panels to the top of the hill, we realized we could have just made everything up there. And you
Oh,
would think that with the combined brain power of a YouTuber, architect, and builder, that this whole build would come together smoothly, and we would be able to get the basics like wall dimensions right. But somehow we either stuffed up the floor or the wall. So we took it back down and weren't pissed off at all.
oh my gosh, don't shoot it. I'm so scared that he might injure his foot. Oh my gosh, they're not wearing safety gears. Oh my
Throughout this
gosh.
whole building process, there was a constant feeling of everything being completely pointless. Like usually the things I make are useless, but I've never put this much effort into something whose only purpose is to be destroyed. Which resulted in Dan, Liam and I constantly arguing about what to do. I wanted zero effort, Liam wanted it to just stand upright, and Dan thought we were actually building him a real house. We didn't want to break the illusion and tell him we were burning it all down, so we let him do a fancy thing called bird mouths on the rafters. And look, I'll tell you a secret. Some of my other subscribers have been saying some pretty nasty stuff about you. They said, Paul, you're a nice guy, but you're real stupid. And you don't know what a bird's mouth is. They also said some stuff about your sister, but we all know that's true. So Paul,
Oh my
a bird's mouth is
gosh.
this joint right here. And it's for the rafters, so they sit nicely on the walls. And it makes no difference at all. But remember, Dan thinks this is actually his house.
Oh.
Correct?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. What's happened? Doesn't reach?
Oh, no. Not for a long shot.
So we tried for an hour or two to make one, but couldn't even get one of them right. So we just called it a day and went fishing.
Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Fishies.
And look at that. It's the sponsor of today's video, Udo. Udo is an all-in-one business
Yeah,
map
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't care about it.
option to get started with.
Umbrella.
The first app is free for life with unlimited hosting and support. Okay, day 2, and we're back to doing bird mouths.
Yay! Nice,
And
made
that
it.
worked this time. So we cut 1 billion more, and then just slapped on the roof.
It's starting to look like a shed.
Then nibbled some tin sheet before slapping that on.
can you not know if you're circumcised though?
Pretty sure I am. I just don't want to make my dad feel uncomfortable while asking.
And there we go.
What the
There's only
heck?
one more thing to make.
Oh my gosh.
Don't put the drill back in.
And now the cabin
What
is
the
done. But I forgot something
I'm
pretty major.
speechless.
There might, maybe, possibly, definitely be a total fire ban. So we can't legally light it on fire. And usually I would do it anyway, but people aren't going to be happy if I set the whole area on fire while making a video about fire safety. Which means we're going to have to wait a month for the fire ban to end and also get permission from the fireman. And that's also the end of Liam and Dan. So go check out Liam's YouTube channel where he makes things slightly better than I do on his channel Morosi Makes.
Okay, 1 month later. It's moldy and wet. We're gonna have to dry it out somehow.
They're so loud.
The cabin is fairly dry now, so we waited for a non-windy night when my mates were feeling pretty hungry.
There's a chicken in there.
Yes, the chicken.
Oh
Would you like to write anything nice on the walls?
no, I'd like to put that. I'd like to put that over here,
Tell me where you want to put it, please.
right here.
That
Step ladder into the.
Ruins the shot.
No, it doesn't.
Also, who has a bathtub in their living room with their safe? All of this is wrong already.
Not everyone's a YouTuber. Some people have to live like this.
So inside the fridge, safe, and bath, I put some chickens, thermometer, and an oxygen reader. And the
Okay.
sensors aren't fireproof, but they don't need to be, because if they melt, we'll know it was hot. And here are my predictions. The fridge chicken is going to be completely gone, bath chicken is going to boil, and I reckon the chicken in the safe might survive, but will suffocate.
Smells good. Is it going all over your feet?
Is it? Is that enough?
Scissors, paper, rock. Scissors, paper, rock.
Chili.
Hey, Julie, you got it. You got limited time.
Oh. Framing arrows. Oh.
Oh.
I'm not sure why we had so much trouble lighting this cabin full of petrol, so I tried again with my favorite cocktail.
What? Oh my gosh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Holy.
And place your bets now on what's going to happen to me when I run into the cabin to get the intro shot of me running out. A, I get burnt. B, I find a penny. And C, I forgot that I shattered glass on the ground and cut open my foot.
Can open your foot.
Should put on the.
That's bad. That's really bad.
What?
You know what I completely forgot about?
What?
The fact that is filled with glass.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. This is why you wear shoes.
Oh.
Okay, good thing it's blurred.
That's a good cut.
Okay.
So after patching up my foot and putting on shoes, we refilled the cabin with petrol and tried again.
Is that meant to happen, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yep, we're out. I reckon we do it.
They're gonna cause a huge fire. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Oh, that's
You
intense,
don't
bro.
need to explain what just went wrong there, but I'm lucky, stupidly lucky.
Oh my.
Oh
Oh my gosh. They should put that out.
Oh yeah, we don't want to be too close to this. 2000.
Oh my gosh. They should put that out instantly. It's gonna spread.
Hot.
What the?
Gotta watch out for everything around you. I mean, we can't.
Oh my gosh. It's getting worse.
Yeah, I don't think that water's gonna do anything.
Where's just me?
All the. Wait, grab that, whatever that is down there.
Oh my! Yeah, that's definitely getting worse. It's.
Holy! I did not think it would be that hot.
Dude, this is not good.
It ain't that
Spraying
good.
it?
Alright, the cabin is going up quickly. It was already over 700 degrees Celsius.
Oh,
and
what?
it's so hot that we had absolutely no chance of putting this out, even if we wanted to. We couldn't get within 10 meters of it.
You're doing a good job.
Previously, when I saw the houses
Oh
of
my
celebrities
gosh.
and influencers burned down, I didn't care. But knowing it could happen to me and seeing how hard it was to control this small burn has definitely encouraged me to get some firefighting equipment of my own.
Oh, here we go.
Which is really good that we picked a wet day with no wind, as the fire still seems contained. But if the wind picks up and these embers change direction, we could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So the first thing to go was the roof, which knocked the bathtub through the floor. And I sound like an idiot saying this, but I just couldn't believe how hot the fire was. So I'm changing my prediction. No chicken is surviving this.
Yeah, none of them are surviving this.
So after we let it burn for an hour, which is a much shorter time than a real house would be on fire, we started putting it out. And it wasn't looking good for the bath chickens or the fridge chickens.
Water's boiling in the left side, but you just get
Boiled alive.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well that's... I mean, I feel like we don't need to check on the chickens at this point. Like, there's a pretty certain thing here.
Well, you know what? I'm feeling a little bit dumb for ever thinking that there might be something to this video at all.
Let me get the plate in there as well. Oh,
well cooked.
It does. Oh my gosh.
that looks delicious.
But it's just
Whoa!
It tastes like lobster.
It's so moist.
And somehow the chickens tasted amazing. Like the aftertaste of burnt towel. But before we open up the fridge and safe, we're going to wait till it cools down in the morning. The most impressive thing about this is not the fire, but the fact that the bathtub fell through the floor and still stayed upright.
Oh.
How did the bathtub land exactly on its
Yeah,
leg?
it like Looney Tuned. And also, look, this is the fridge chicken.
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah, look how good that looks.
Pick it up.
That looks burnt.
Oh.
so crispy.
Okay, so don't hide in the fridge.
Don't go in the fridge.
Oh,
It actually looks pretty, almost a little bit good.
Ooh, you don't know the combination to the safe.
What? The knobs melted. That was metal, wasn't it?
Yeah, that chicken also got cooked.
This looks...
Yeah.
Where did the thermometer go?
It melted.
You can't negotiate with a fire.
You can't argue with it.
You
Yeah.
have to get as far away from it as possible.
Yeah.
You know, if there is actually a bushfire, the only thing to do is get out of there, as that's the only way to actually stay safe. But definitely chuck some chickens in the bath, as you'll have the most delicious chicken dinner to come back to.
What a ruined house. This whole video tells you what you should not do in a freaking fire. And at the end of the song, just run away. Yeah, just run away from the fire. It's pointless trying to hide in a bathtub or anywhere. You're gonna get cooked or can't breathe. Anyways, this is all for learning. And this is all for Minecraft, so I don't get in trouble with YouTube. Anyways, I hope you have a great day. Bye.